What's poppin', y'all? Cenat is arguably in contention to be one of arguably the biggest streamer in the United States. Most definitely the biggest streamer in New York City, or to come out of New York City. When it comes to streaming overall, he's definitely top 5 right now, biggest breakout star of the past year, and he's only 20 or 21 years old. Yet, he decided to throw this event a couple of days ago that was one of the biggest disasters ever. And a lot of people are caping for him, which is fair, given that they're his fans and they're young and they kind of don't get how things go. But this was one of the sightings I saw where I said, whoa, this is not it. So pretty much, Kai Cenat's part of a group called AMP, which is kind of like Sidemen, a team, kind of a collective that does content. They live together. I don't know if all of them live together, but they're part of this crew. They all do content on their own, and they do content together. And they're huge. They're massive. They're one of the biggest groups in content in the English market right now. So he decided to do a giveaway in his home city of New York. And they didn't plan it. They didn't get permits for it. They didn't organize it. They were giving away PS5s and whatever else, and they just put an address or put an area for people to show up to, and you can probably expect that it wouldn't go well. Well, not only did it not go well, it turned into a disaster. He got some riot charges. He got arrested, so now he's facing these charges. Cars were getting broken. People were jumping on top of cars, getting sturdy, stomping on them. People were robbing delis. People were robbing the old people. They were bullying this old guy. The clips are bad if you look at it. And a bunch of people are making excuses for Kai, saying, well, he didn't encourage this. He didn't tell anybody to do this. Well, we didn't offer Travis Scott that liberty, I guess. People were saying, oh, yeah, this is Travis Scott's concert. It's his fault that these people died. I'm not saying that exactly, but Travis Scott did cultivate a community and this kind of rager culture that would lead to something like that happening. Now, it wasn't completely Travis Scott's fault. It's the event coordinators. But when you're the face of it, that's what happens. With that being said, Kai Cenat, this is somewhat of a representation of his audience. Like, a lot of people will say your chat is a representation of you as a streamer, kind of what you allow, what your personality is, etc. With Kai Cenat, I'm hard-pressed to think if, let's say, a streamer, let's say Hassan, right? Let's say Pokimane, let's say maybe even XQC, right? If these guys were to host a giveaway in a major city and announce it impromptu, do you believe that it would lead to this mass riot? I'm inclined to think no. Really inclined to think no. Do I think Kai Cenat encourages that behavior? No. But he is wild on stream. He's definitely he seems like a really, really nice and genuine guy that doesn't want to harm anybody. But the audience is a reflection of him. So that's number one. Number two is the lack of preparation. I don't know what they thought. You need to plan something like this, especially the giveaway. I think if it was just a meetup, it might have not evolved or devolved into something like this. But when you're doing a giveaway, you just see how people get in a concert if something's being given away. People, like they're moving, they're shifting, maybe they're pushing each other. And when you're doing a giveaway and your audience is teenagers, like young guys, pretty much exclusively young guys, you cannot, in New York City, you cannot expect it to not go crazy. Then, this is also another thing that I've noticed is these young guys, 19, 20, 21, that are getting unimaginable amounts of fame and clout and influence. And I don't think they realize how famous and big that they are. I think Kai Cenat, this was an honest mistake by him, but it caused a lot of damage to people's property. It caused a lot of damage. It's definitely his fault that he didn't prepare this properly, which I don't even know who's working with these guys to allow this. I think he doesn't know how famous he is, and now he's getting a reality check where it's like, yo, I'm actually lit. Because if you just think about it, how many rappers could make something like this happen? Maybe Ye? Actually, yeah, rappers, even them, their riots didn't go at the scale that this did. For example, I think they just canceled the Yeet show when he was throwing, was it a free show at LA when he was first getting popular? But people weren't going crazy like this. Now, if it was a giveaway, if I had to guess what made things a lot worse, it was probably the giveaway component. I mean, it's free money. People are going to go crazy over it. But yeah, like for example, Aiden Ross, there's phases where he kind of like gets disciplined and then he falls off and he kind of feels aimless and purposeless. Well, when you pretty much beat the game at age 20 and you're up 100 plus million, you have all this clout. You kind of think, what the hell do I do next? Because he's in a position that people in their 50s are probably still working towards. Even successful people that are in their 50s are like, all right, we're still trying to get to this milestone. And when you're Aiden, what do you even do at that point? No, that's not the same thing as Cenat. Cenat seems very, very, very motivated. Like, that guy is constantly innovating, constantly working harder, constantly pushing the envelope. I think he is the greatest streamer right now in terms of content. Pure original content, nobody compares to him. And I don't even really watch the guy. I just saw like his subathon and a bunch of clips there, and he was doing a different show every single day, multiple things during that day planned and lined up. So I really want him to win. And this is just something that people will use against him, and it's so dumb. It's something that people will use against him to put a knock on him in the future when it didn't need to be that way. So I think he didn't realize how famous he is. And when you're 20, 21, you're thinking like, yo, I'm just going to do this thing and it's going to be so cool. And he's thinking of the idealized outcome versus what happened, which is pretty much a show. So hopefully Cenat's able to bounce back from this, beat those charges, not actually. I think they're probably just going to fine him maybe or give him some sort of probation. He has no criminal record, so he shouldn't get into any bad trouble. Those people that did all that, though, it was really disgusting behavior, and they should be ashamed of themselves because you're seen as a representation of this guy. So if you're going to his event and you're stealing and you're pushing people around and you're breaking stuff, it's not just you. Like, you think it's cool, but they're teenagers. These kids are in high school. They're not even listening to this. Why am I even bothering to try? Why am I even bothering to try and get these guys to see reason? It doesn't matter. Yeah, do what you're gonna do. This consequences will hit you, and then maybe you'll learn, or maybe you'll just continue making the same mistakes. But making him look bad doesn't help anyone else. I don't know if these guys are running with a legitimate business team. I don't think that's the case, which is surprising to me because Agent, who seems to be not the head of everything, but at the top, one of the first people to organize the whole group, these guys do business very well. Like, they've gotten some big sponsorship deals. They've done an excellent job at organizing content, producing content, doing cool, dope ideas like the freshman ciphers that they did. That was more entertaining to me than the XXL freshman cipher this year, which who the hell even listened to that? I didn't even care to listen to that. So these guys make content great. I thought they would have a business team that they're going to run stuff by, like, hey, we're trying to do this event. What do you guys think? But that seems to be incorrect of me to assume. Hopefully they get that handled and are able to do a proper event next time, because the intention was there. It's just the outcome turned out to be a disaster. And I've saw so many posts of people trying to twist it into something and make Cenat seem like a bad person. I do think there is responsibility, and he has to take accountability for how things turned out. Well, I'm not saying he has to take accountability. He is accountable for how things turned out, because, once you start saying, oh, yeah, this is my fault, that's not a good idea. You should never do that, tactically speaking. He is accountable for what happened. That is his audience. He did get everyone to come there. So whatever comes of that, it ends up falling on his shoulders. But I hope that doesn't discourage him and he just continues doing what he's doing. He's a really cool guy that has great energy, but people should realize he's a professional. I mean, he's doing the stuff that he's doing on stream. Like, Cenat isn't outside getting sturdy on cars, jumping around, doing backflips, saying yo, and running around in the middle of a city. That's just not happening. But let me know what y'all thought about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.